Good morning, everyone. It's another fine day in ARK, except I have some very sad news. As you have known in a previous video, one time I came back from one of my little hunts to find Miss Chocolate missing. I later discovered her over there on the beach, just sitting on the ground. She was strong enough, I guess, even though she was set on passive, to fend off the occasional raptor that would come looking for her, or possibly terror birds. I don't know, because I wasn't here. And when I first got back, I didn't see her. Anyway, I brought her back, put her in the enclosure. Numerous times when I came back, Mr. Silver up there was sitting down there in the vicinity of the big gate, and I had to bring him back, put him in his enclosure. How it was he was escaping, I just don't know. So eventually I went up there and rebuilt the entire enclosure because, interestingly enough, a pterodon can fit through a door opening. It doesn't need a big gate opening. Just through a door, but not with the door in place. So in order to get him out, I have to take and demolish both doors and then walk him out here on the deck and rebuild the doors and put him back in place. That seems to have, by building this solid structure with the window walls and putting doors in the doorways, seems to, so far, have kept him from disappearing. I also put him on neutral instead of passive because supposedly he can't get out there. I don't know whatever in the world could attack him in there except maybe for some insects. And maybe that's why he kept escaping. I just don't know because it happened when I wasn't here. Anyway, one time I came back again recently, and Miss Chocolate disappeared from her enclosure. I don't know where she went. Don't know what happened to her. Could find no trace of her anywhere. Very distressing. I was out and about on Miss Chiffon at the time, so I didn't lose Miss Chiffon also, which was a good thing. So I guess Miss Chocolate is gone forever. I don't know. Evaporated into the thin air of ARK somehow. Anyway, Miss Chiffon and I were out and about over to the west. I built, first went down to the south base, checked on the animals down there. Everybody was fine. Made sure they had plenty of food, a couple of level ups, things like that. And I gathered a bunch of materials and prefabbed another base because I wanted to go out in that area due west of the red obelisk there at about, what is that? About 15 degrees of longitude and 80 degrees of latitude. And I wanted to build a base out there because it was nothing close by. So I did that. Then I went up there to 55, was that about 15 by 55? Checked to make sure everything was good there. Went up to the northwesterly most base. Added some stuff there. Went on a material hunt. Got some more organic polymer. Built a bunch of ghillie suits. Scattered them around. And then I went back to that base right just south of the 50 at about, what is that, 20, about 30 by 50. Added some stuff there and then headed back here. Now, when I got back here, I went into my animal enclosure, and three, count it, three, for some reason, three of my animals had evaporated. So we got a little level up here. Wait on you. And that was very distressing to me. It's like, where are all my animals going? How do they keep disappearing? I don't really know. I mean, this is a too high wall, and none of them will fit out through that doorway. Just not possible. They can't fit out through those doorways. And of course they can't open the gates by themselves. Anyway, I came back and misbite you. Mr. Chips and Mr. Machine had all disappeared. Now, I don't know about you folks, but a level 53, a level 69, and Mr. Machine was like a level 71 or something now. Very, very important members of the family for gathering resources and hunting and such. And to come back and find not one, but all three of them missing, along with Miss Chocolate, who is gone forever, I guess, by now. Never seen her again. Very distressing. And I went out and looked around and looked around and looked around. Went up over here, because from these points I got a pretty good vantage of seeing things out there. Anyway, I looked over there, kind of right down there where that rock is half out of the water and half in. I saw a dark brown splurb over there. So I ran off the point right here, jumped in the water, swam over there, and lo and behold, who did I find? Miss Bite You, sitting down there on passive, unhurt, half in the water up to her knees or so. How she got there, I have no idea. How she got out of that enclosure, I have no idea. Anyway, I was still lamenting the fact that Mr. Chips and Mr. Machine were gone. See, I'm not sure, but I think these pterodons that come over here may be part of the problem. Get out of here. Although pterodons usually are not aggressive, why they would cause the herbivores any problems, I don't know. But in any case, very annoying. So just this morning, I was up here looking around again, and I noticed right down over there, about where all those small rocks are, this little white blob. And so quickly I ran over here, went out to the point, looked again over there, and it sure looked like a Doedicurus with a saddle on it. I got out the spyglass, and sure enough, so right about there at the tip of the spear on that beach there was Mr. Chips, sitting there, curled up into a ball to protect himself, fortunately. Someone over and rescued him and brought him back. He was down to about 500 health, but since his health is over 1,000, he was doing okay. At the time, he had an allosaur that was trying to bite him, but by the time I got in the water and got over there, the allosaur was gone, and I woke Mr. Chips up with a level up that he had earned, and even though he was hurting a bit, he was still more than capable of crossing the water and going down to the end of that cliff face, and boom, brought him back over here. So I've regained 2 of the 4 mysteriously disappearing animals. Mr. Silver, I regained him probably 3 or 4 times because he'd wind up sitting out here. One time I thought absolutely he was gone. I think it was the last time, because I came back from one of my trips out over there for whatever, maybe hunting the Gigantosaur, and got over here, didn't see him, and came in, flew in, of course, over the spike wall fence, and didn't or maybe I walked in, I don't remember, the door was open. Anyway, later on I happened to be over here, and about right in here, nestled right up against the spike wall, was Mr. Silverstreak. And I went, wow, how about that? And he was on passive, just sitting there up against that spike wall, probably the best thing he could do, because the spike wall won't hurt him, but if anything tries to get him, it will get impaled on the spikes. Anyway, so I've gotten of the, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 animals that mysteriously disappear. I've gotten 3 of them back. Fortunately, I guess you might say, I went to the last time I lost Miss Chocolate, before I knew that she had returned, I went out and got Miss Chiffon and brought her back when Miss Chocolate showed up again on the beach over there. So I had 2 Argies for a while, which was okay. But once again, how an ARK Gentavis can get out of this enclosure is beyond me. Because these can be used as traps. And they're very effective as traps. So if it's an effective trap, how does it not count as an effective enclosure? Miss Chiffon has never escaped from here. So I don't know what is going on. Miss Teddy and Mr. Thatch have been quite content to sit right where they are and never move when I come back. So I don't know what the deal is with this side of the pen. Seemingly being safe, and this side being vulnerable. I don't know what the heck that's all about. I mean, how does a Diodicarus climb over a too high wall and get out of here? Or even a saber-tooth I don't think could jump over that, and an ankle I don't think could climb over that. And you can see there's no damage on these frames at all. Yeah, Mr. Chip's health is 1,300. He was down to about 500 and something. I never but probably a great advantage that he curls up into a ball to protect himself. Because they are nearly invulnerable under that condition. Especially considering that he has such a high health rating. But once again, I have no idea how he could possibly have gotten outside of the enclosure. Anyway, what I've decided to do is... Oh, you also haven't seen the latest addition to the family. I finally went out and got a monkey. There he is, Mr. Ed. He was a level 9, tamed out a level 11, I think, or 12, and has since leveled up a number of times. I left him here when I went on my log mission because I don't want to take a chance of losing him. He's pretty cute. I put a... There he is. I put like an apprentice level hide hat on him to give him a little extra protection. He doesn't eat much, which is, I guess, good. I put 15 berries on him, and over all this time he's only eaten 3, so that's a pretty good deal, I guess. There we go. Okay, let's be stealthy, Mr. Ed. Some of you may be familiar with Mr. Ed, I don't know. And of course, a monkey is a monkey unless the monkey's name happens to be Mr. Ed. And there we go. We got, need one more and we'll make 2 more fertilizers, although I don't hardly need any. I got more than enough fertilizer. What are we doing there with the narco berries? Anyway, I went ahead and built a generator, put the fridge in, with the idea of putting the organic polymer in there to help it last longer. And the organic polymer doesn't go in the fridge. It will go in the preserving bin. But I think it lasts just as long on the RGs as it does in the preserving bin, so I just leave it on this chiffon. Like I said, I made up a bunch of ghillie suits, and see, she has one on her, and I'm wearing one, and I made 2 or 3 other ones and distributed them to some of my other bases. Anyway, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to build again off of here, or possibly drop down a level. Maybe down to the level of the ground here and build straight out this way. And put the torch on so we can see. And build a new enclosure for the ground animals. Build an entire enclosure with window walls and a roof. And they should not be able to escape from there, no matter what is after them. I think normally what I did is, and this is where I probably made a mistake, I would leave Miss Bite You up here on neutral and inside the enclosure, and that way if anything came in here and started bothering the other critters, this bite you would take care of it. I don't know, I mean, I never witnessed that actually happening. But since she was on passive, that might have caused a problem. But same thing, how does a Doedicurus get out of an enclosure like that? And how does an ankylosaur get out of an enclosure like that? I have no idea. Very disappointed in the physics of ARK for causing me so much trouble. And now, of course, it appears that Mr. Machine, Mr. Metal, is gone forever. A very valuable member of the team. And fortunately, there's a lot of ankylos around, both on the volcano and over here in the redwood forest area. But it'll be hard pressed to find another level 30. Anyway, enough about my troubles. It's dark. And basically, now put Mr. Ed over there. Where did you go? There you go, Mr. Ed. You just sit there. And I'm going to go over here and hop in the sack. Get up in the morning and start a building. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my world, the ARK world. It's a really beautiful place. Definitely kill or be killed, and get the opportunity to build some buildings for security and storage. But one big problem has arisen recently. And I guess it's whoever it is up in their towers, those obelisks, whoever's running this place, for whatever reason, is cheating. Now, I've worked very hard, traveled all over, built an extensive network of bases that are close enough together that I can usually fly between any two adjacent bases in one flight in an Argentavis. And certainly on the Pterodon, Mr. Silverstreak. He's quite fast, but can't carry much. Anyway, I was up there, what is that, about 65 longitude by about 42 latitude. I have a bed set up there, that's about it. I went there to expand that into a base. It's up on top of a rock pillar, pretty level on top, easy to build, and set it up. Wanted to set it up as a base. Now this is after I've already had a couple of run-ins with the ARK world. When I go out to do my little adventurous things, building new bases, or just going out hunting, where I'm gone for a couple of 2 or 3 days, and I come back. Well, the last time I went there to build that base, and when I came back, 5, count them, 5 of my creatures had simply disappeared. Now, I took Miss Chiffon with me, Miss Chocolate, and Mr. Metal Machine, have disappeared without a trace. I don't know why. What happened to them? They were in their enclosures, safe and sound. And when I came back, they were simply gone. Well, this time when I came back, Mr. Chips was gone, Miss Teddy was gone, Mr. Thatch was gone, and my new Anglo, Miss Metallica, was gone. And Silver Streak was gone. How in the world they ever got out of their enclosures, I have no idea. But to lose all of my friends, my animals, my assistants that I use to help me gather materials and help to make myself a life on this world, were gone. I came back one time, and Mr. Woody was over there. I came back one time, and Miss Bite You was down there in the water. Another time I came back, and Mr. Chips was down there in the water. Almost in the same place. Just doesn't make sense. You people who are running to ARK World, what are you trying to do to me? I mean, you dropped me down here with nothing. Just basically a pair of underwear with my brain been wiped. So I hardly know how to do anything but drink water and eat berries. And I've spent, let's see, 350 days here. Not quite an Earth year. And I've prospered. I got buildings well equipped, scattered all over. Got rafts, got critters. But when I came back and all those guys were gone, I was angry, to say the least. So I figured it was some kind of temporal displacement or something. Why they would all just up and disappear for no good reason. So I did a little temporal displacement of my own. And when I came to, all my critters were back. Not Miss Chocolate or Mr. Metal Machine. They're gone forever. And then I undertook a major rebuild project. Tore out down everything that I had built before out here for the animals to keep them safely in their own little home there. And I rebuilt this entire structure. It's 4 walls high, got dino gates in it, completely roofed, all solid wood walls. Hopefully with the idea that everybody is in there, except for Mr. Silver. He's still up there on the 2nd floor. He seems to be okay. I just took a run over there looking for a Gigantosaurus over on the mountain over there, but I haven't seen the Gigantosaurus on my last 3 or 4 trips over there. I saw the Titanosaur, but I'm not going to tackle that. So I don't know what's happened. What's happened in my world on ARK? Things are acting very strangely. Oops. I need one stone pillar under here, huh? For proper support, although nothing seems to be complaining as far as building went. Anyway, yeah, I built this all up. Made it so when I bring back one of my critters, If I'm going out on a supply run, I can bring them right up here, same as before. Park them up here, unload the goodies into this storage chest if they're building supplies, or metal over here into the forges, and chitin and keratin over here in the smithy, and maybe a little bit of crystal or obsidian, put that in the fabricator, oil. Pretty easy to unload everything, and then I can just come around here, open these double doors, and ride in on my critter. Park him here. Ooh. Miss Teddy, you gotta level up. I'm a good girl. I've been jacking her on weight. One thing I did is I took all their little, I don't know what you call them, those little green triangle markers. I took them all. And I put them inside. I built a little cabinet, a small cabinet. Put them all in there. Because supposedly, if one of them dies or gets disappeared again, I can take it over to the obelisk and spend some of my, whatever this stuff is, ancient amber. And I can reconstitute it. However, seems hardly unfair that the management here just takes my absence as a way to steal my animals, kidnap them, do something with them. I don't know what. When I come back, my home is empty from some of my favorite friends, because I got no other human beings here, just me. Anyway, yeah, I built this nice little enclosure here. I figured the thatch roof is plenty strong enough. I know they're not all lined up. I don't care about that. And then when I get on, I can come over here to the other set of double doors and ride out down on the ramp and head over there to the big behemoth gate to get out. I only need that for Mr. Woody. Everybody else would fit through a door like this. It's really strange. I mean, I don't know what's happened. Because I came back and I inspected the entire building. There was no damage to any of the building panels. No damage. Absolutely none. So it's not like they were getting attacked from outside. And somehow they managed to squirm their way through the window walls, which is the last thing that I tried to keep them contained. Anyway, I guess I can understand Mr. Woody running off. I'm not exactly sure how that would happen either, because anything... Oh, come on now. Just keep pumping weight, because that's what Mr. Woody is good at. I can go out now and get almost 3,000 wood with him, and a bunch of thatch. A few critters have tried to get by my spike wall, and they just impale themselves on the spikes and get dead. Now you can see this one's got a little, needs a little repair. But none of them have been damaged to the point where they've broken. So nobody is getting in here to do my critters harm. See, look there. Nothing there. Nothing there. And I found, I think the biggest, nastiest thing I found out here was a bear. A dire bear. Right about in here somewhere. And it had come up and impaled itself. But, I don't know, I guess over on this area here, I like to keep my torches burning all the time. I put 150 or 200 wood in them and just let them go all the time. So at night it makes it easier to find my way back. Up over about in there, back up in the rocks between the trees, there's quite frequently a T-Rex over there. Not necessarily monstrously high level, but there's usually one over there. I've killed a bunch of them. And I thought, well, maybe for some bizarre reason, one of them chasing after something managed to wander all the way over here and go, ooh, look, mammoth meat. I'll go in there and get it. And I don't know if a T-Rex, if a Rex can jump over the spikel wall without injury. So I guess it's possible that that's what caused Mr. Woody to run off the side of the cliff over here somewhere and wind up across the channel there. He wasn't hurt really, but just can't figure out why this is happening or why it has happened. I know over here frequently, get out here on this little point of rock, right up in this area here, it seems like there's a pterodon that often shows up. And I thought maybe that was what was causing Mr. Silverstreak to go bananas, because maybe the pterodon came up here and was outside of his enclosure taunting him. And somehow he managed to squirt himself out of there. I don't know how. I sure can't get him out of there. But somehow he got out of there. And like I said, 5 of my animals at one time disappeared. Temporal displacement, I guess. Anyway, I temporarily displaced myself back here, and they were still here. And that's when I started this major rebuilding project to house all the animals, keep them all safe, put the feeding trough down here so they all are supplied with plenty of food. Got meat and berries in there. Meat for the carnivores, berries for the herbivores. They all seem to like that. Got my crop plots going. Got my compost bin for fertilizer that I hardly need anywhere near the amount that I've been producing. Got mejoberries, carrots, and narco berries. More than I'll ever have any need for. I thought I would build a fridge to keep the organic polymer in. Well, it turns out the organic polymer will not go in the refrigerator. So building the fridge and the wire and the box and the generator was all a waste, because I don't really need it for anything. I mean, I don't have big demand or big need for meat, and if I need some fresh meat, I just go out there and whack off a couple of critters and bring them back, cook them up. Now I did get the preserving bin going. Same thing, I made some beef jerky and I keep some eggs in there. Although I don't know what I would do with the eggs other than eat them. Because in my little world here, ooh, I gotta put this railing back up, I suppose. Maybe not. Kind of handy, I can just jump off here. The cooking pot doesn't do anything for me. I can't make dyes, I can't make any recipes in it. So I don't know why the management of ARK World has denied me those abilities. Kind of frustrating, because I'd like to paint the saddles up and maybe myself up as well with some nice colors of my own choosing, not the colors that they gift me every once in a while. And I went to the obelisks and I can't get into any of the dungeons. I can't do anything there. I tried. but no go. So I'm here all alone on my adventure in the ARK world, and management is giving me a hard time by stealing my animals. And now, I don't know, maybe I just can't have more than a certain amount, because I'm only one player. Yeah, I don't know why I can't have what I want to do. Maybe I'm only allowed to have X amount of stuff. I don't know. Because it was when I went over there to build that new base, and when I came back, everything was gone. All my critters were gone. So when I went through the temporal displacement, I lost that base and all the stuff that was up there. But I got my critters back, which was a much better deal. And now, I don't know what to do. I got little Mr. Ed. He's really cute. But I don't carry him with me very often because I'm afraid he'll get hurt. And he's got to level up too. I'll give him some stamina. What the heck? He doesn't do anything but just sit there. Go get him some berries. Anyway, that's the storage box I made. I put all their gems in there. Because I don't think he can get fed from the trough. And now it's hot. So I'll just grab up a bunch of midget berries here. Doesn't take much. He doesn't eat much. So like 35 berries will last him for a long time. Because he's not out running around doing anything. I don't know. Presumably, he likes to throw poop. Around. I know he does that. But other than that, not too much he can do that I know. But I guess it was just cute to get me. And then there's Mega Gigantopithecus, the Bigfoot deal. Got it. Don't really see any reason to get one of them. I mean, pretty much everything I need I get from the critters that I already have. And that seems to work out fine. The only thing I have been unable to find is any critter that will get fiber. So I still have to use the sickle. And I keep making narcotics, fertilizer, gunpowder, spark powder. Although I hardly have a need for much. I mean, look at all that fertilizer and narcotics. I just make it because I get XP from it, not that I need it or use it for anything. And now I'm kind of befuddled as to what I can do. I got all the critters I need. I mean, I don't see any point in taming a Rex or most of these other big dinosaurs. They're just too big to house, and of course got to feed them. And I don't need them for any kind of resource gathering. One thing I thought about doing, since I got all those bases out there, is to go around and start eliminating some of them. Maybe that would keep my creatures from disappearing. I kind of hate to do that, but because it all took work to build them. I'll keep the base, the big base down south, and Probably keep that one on the middle of the west coast, because I can reach that from here. Yeah, maybe a little more than one flight. Maybe two stops from the southern base. And keep that one down there in the southeast corner next to Herbivore Island. And the one up there in the northeast corner across from Carno Island. And just go around and demolish all the rest of it. I don't need any of the resources that are there. It's not worth picking them up and carrying them back here. You know, they're all pretty well outfitted. They got smithies and forges and beds and cooking fires, campfires. Pretty nice buildings. Some stone, some wood. But if they're going to cause me to lose my critters when I come back, I don't want to do that. But I don't know what else to do. What else can I do here on the ARK world other than what I've already done? I mean, no point expanding this base. I don't need more space for me. I suppose I could make an enclosure for Mr. Woody so that he would be protected, but I figure a mammoth with 1500 health and a level 50 is probably not going to get hurt by much of anything on this world, or anything that can get in here. But I guess that would give me something to do, except I'm not going to do it until I go around and knock all those other places down, because I don't want to exceed what my limit might be. I don't know what my limit is, but I think I exceeded it when I come home and find 5 of my critters are gone. That was the last straw.